I'm in the Bronx right now, and I unfortunately see this green movement as another capitalistic venture that doesn't benefit the people that it's supposed to benefit. And I mean, as much as I, respect so many organizations, I don't understand how we're having a conversation about this in a capitalistic way. So unless we're talking about having a movement that is not based on creating jobs so that people have to work to buy things that are green and are not honest that in the Bronx, I don't care how many rooftops you want to paint white, that is not going to change what is happening in our communities. And my fear right now with this movement is that the majority of the people who are going to get jobs are white men, then white women, or white men, men of color, white women, then women of color. And I'm wondering if when we leave today, if people are willing to talk to me and let me know what I need to be looking at to feel more positive. Because right now, I'm feeling like this green movement is what was called in the 70s, the poverty pimping of our communities. So that's my question, and I'm not here to throw salt on the game. And I have this discussion with my comrade Leslie and the Green Guerrillas all the time. I'm highly disappointed at us as young people because we're still actually hoping that someone like the Democratic Party or Obama does the right thing. And I'm not looking for Green Party votes. They got their own issues they got to deal with right now. But I think we need to have a vision that is not framed in a capitalistic framework. And I'm wondering how we can do that.
Totally agree with you. So thank you for bringing that up and raising it. And just to speak on San Francisco, what you described is exactly what I have seen happen with the first wave of stimulus funds that have come into San Francisco for green jobs. That's exactly what's happened. You have people that don't know shit about green, but they're now controlling purse strings. And a lot of white men, the lowest hanging fruit, kind of not the underemployed who just were out of work, but not counting the brown folks who've been out of work, are the ones getting those jobs. And I was at the table saying, you need to do eco-literacy, you need to have cultural, and they kind of, so I'm really fearful for that as well. And one thing I would add is that in this whole kind of like nonprofit industrial complex, ground green is the new it. But then, or maybe not even anymore, because now it's all about Michelle Obama's food and obesity thing. And so now people are trying to hop and fit into these different things. In the food obesity thing, they're not even talking about green as if it's a totally separate issue and it's completely related. And every couple of years, we see that trend happen. And so I think we have to be really strategic about what our framing is and not framing it so narrowly that it becomes a green job gets knocked out. Now it's safe places to play and obesity, and there's money, how we're framing our work in a more strategic way. And I do agree that we should be challenging our communities to be the solutionaries and the new entrepreneurs and not just the new consumers.